What was your job before you ended here?
I used to be in...
As an actress?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And were you successful as a...
Oh, yeah, a little too successful, maybe. I actually got very famous. I should still be top 100 on some list somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be so hot. But I'm happy. I have everything I need here.
The luminance of a star is meant to be forever, but not in the case of Jenny Lee. Jenny Lee's plight is a sign of how fickle showbiz can be. But what do you think could have led her down this track of becoming a homeless person and a garbage collector? We can't deny that something that made her light to gloom must have happened to her. Her story reveals the unpredictable nature of life and the impact of the influences we have around us. What really could have happened? Who influenced her to turn out this way? Prepare to be spooked as we unveil to you what transpired in the life of our once VIP adult model. The locale of Jenny Lee. Jenny Lee was named Stephanie Sidora. She only used the name Jenny as a stage name. She was born on February 11, 1982, in Clarksville, Tennessee. She is of threesome descent, Puerto Rican, Irish, and German descent. Before her career, at the very young age of 19, Jenny worked as a mainstream model and had a successful life, being in the top modeling agencies in Tennessee. She was an actress in TV commercials, but also started working as a stripper before she completely devoted herself to the adult film industry. Lee first became involved in the industry and filmed her first explicit film when she was 21 years old in 2003. In her long and rich career, she appeared in X-rated pictures for companies such as Hustler, Penthouse, Combat Zone, New Sensations, and Adam and Eve. Her passion and hard work was rewarded with an AVN nomination for Best Couples Intimate Scene video in 2008. The following year, Lee retired from the adult film industry. What made her retire from the industry? Was there a hidden reason? Keep watching because this video will cure your curiosity. Jenny Lee, revealing no information about her parents or siblings, could tell that she either has a poor upbringing or is hiding the identity of close relatives. It reveals a poor family bond or relationship. Her mixed ethnicity also makes our suspicion apparent. Her starting early in her career and making decisions all by herself points out this fact of a poor family relationship. She never mentioned anything about any of her siblings and loved ones. It seems like she was left to live and figure out life alone. She married her ex-husband 1 year after she got into the adult industry. However, she revealed nothing about the husband. It could be that both met in the industry, but then, it seems she knew her life might turn out the way it finally did for her, so she hid a lot of things. As much as she was popular and influential as an adult film star and was seen in public by her fans, she kept her personal life private. What could be behind this secrecy? It's more than what meets the eye. As we go further, you will know the reasons for her actions. The making of a model. Jenny was a beautiful teenage girl who found a path that best suited her and gave her all into it. At age 19, she took the line of glamour models, where she was focused on nude and erotic photography. She was involved in taking sensual photos and maintained great feat in that aspect, to the level of appearing in men's magazines such as Hustler and Penthouse. Her dedication made her a known figure in the industry. She became vast, creating opportunities that led to her later joining the adult film industry, which we would see in the latter part of this video. Many people still wonder what initially made her delve into the modeling industry at such a young age. Rumors have it that she went into that career path due to financial instability. She was broke and felt that was the fastest way to get more money. But it's something deeper than that. What could make her take that career path? Giving her all to be successful might be due to certain abuses she suffered. Hearing from her, she said, she wants a world where every woman can express themselves in a fashion best to them. This tells us Lee may have suffered silent rejections. What do you think? No one might have believed in her, or probably growing up as a child, she was quite written off. You might be saying, but she is beautiful. Many beautiful souls have the ugliest upbringing experiences. Such could have been the experience of Jenny Lee for her to come out this way and follow this career path. This is taking us somewhere. Keep watching. In her modeling career, Jenny cultivated her style and expanded the beauty standard. She made fitted clothes emphasizing her body shape and flatter women under 5.7. Jenny designed a collection of clothes specifically intended for her body type, short and petite. Her motivation was simple, but twofold: to make clothes she felt great in, and to create clothes that exalted a stature typically ignored by fashion. Such moves suggest that she might have suffered inner conflicts and wants to emerge from them. Don't you think so? There are other models like Kate Moss, the quintessential example of a supermodel who isn't super tall. But Jenny explained that most models under 6.0 are denied serious opportunities as models. At 5.5, she doesn't want to be an exception to the rules of the modeling world. She wants to throw the rules out altogether. Jenny's passion for changing what types of people the fashion industry holds in high regard is also a core of her drive in the modeling industry. She is passionate about modeling and wants to bring in her style. Her icon, Devon Aoki, is such a big motivation to her because Devon is on the shorter side of models at 5.5, the same height as Jenny Lee, and she's Asian. Her presence in the industry inspires Jenny a lot. Because most Asian Americans aren't very visible in fashion, Jenny claimed the exposure. This was part of her drive for the industry. She wanted to change the standard of beauty in the fashion industry. She even claimed a fight for what she wants. She wants people who feel unique, not to feel less confident or less motivated to pursue their dreams. She said creativity starts from being different. This all boils down to validating our silent reasons that Jenny Lee has inner fights or conflicts regarding her self-esteem and confidence. Could this also be why she later turned out the way she did? We will find out soon. Rise into stardom. Indeed, her zeal to change the standard of beauty in the fashion industry paid off. She became more visible in the industry than ever. Her fan page increased in her modeling career, and many were intrigued by her personality. Do you know that this mark she made in the modeling industry did not just end with her becoming a model? It opened a higher level of opportunity, leading her to the adult film industry. This was how she got into adult films through her remarkable success in the modeling industry. When these opportunities came, Lee accepted them and fully entered adult films. One surprising thing about Jenny Lee is this: she got into the modeling career at a young age, and in 2 years, she made a feat no one ever did. This is where her rise to stardom came about. How did this happen? At 21, she got her start in the adult film industry. She was already prepared for the adult film industry all this while. One could say she had this in mind all the time, or maybe she only accepted because the opportunity came. We will find out if this was her dream all along. Jenny Lee began appearing in X-rated films for major companies. The companies that came to feature her had the best of stars before. However, with the type of Jenny Lee and knowing the impact she made during her modeling career, these companies couldn't resist having Jenny Lee even at that very young age. Do you feel Jenny did right by accepting to feature in X-rated films at that age? Was it too early? Some fans believe Lee would have given herself some time to grow more in her modeling career before embracing the opportunities for adult film. Her life wouldn't have turned out the way it did. Jenny Lee took the passion she had in her initial modeling career into adult films. She was so resilient and hot in all appearance plays, which brought her into stardom. Do you know Jenny Lee was once nominated for an AVN award in 2008? Of course, she is not the first to rise in the stardom of adult films. However, the spotlight was on her because she came with her zest. She desired to hit it big. The reason for such a desire to make it big in the company may be due to the experience she had in her early career, where Asian Americans were not given enough exposure. That made her give her whole life into adult films so that nothing would make her come short or be discredited. However, some people believe she still has an inner fight for acceptance. Well, whichever the case may be, her desire has brought her to stardom. She did not just stop there. Lee was also ranked 119th on Adult Hub's list of the best adult actresses, and her Adult Hub profile still boasts around 45,000 subscribers and roughly 235 million views. She achieved all of these due to her passion and dedication. It's a good time to really and forever congratulate the star girl, Jenny Lee. But this level of fame opened another chapter in the life of Jenny Lee that made many fans wish she had never gotten into the industry. How did this new chapter begin? You will find out soon. Keep watching. A fall from the crest. Her fame was such a milestone that one would expect to be etched on concrete, but that wasn't the case. Something different happened. We all know that Jenny Lee became famous for her roles in quality productions and received numerous awards and nominations throughout her career. Her success has also been fueled by her media presence, magazine appearances, and collaborations with several major brands in the industry. However, after these few successful years, Jenny Lee quietly retired. Why did she retire? Before this retirement, she appeared in Horny Housewives in 2016. This became her last credited role. Then Lee stepped back from the industry. She preferred to withdraw from public life and lead a private life away from the spotlight. This sudden change is ridiculous. We believe she had all the fame and money she ever wanted, and that this was her passion. The withdrawal from the industry at such a point is uncalled for. Some fans believed that was because she wasn't paid enough money. Do you think that's possible for someone who was at such a peak of success with the level of media influence and fan base? Others said she was into substances and gambling and often spent all the money on them. If this is true, it could be that the substances she took enhanced her for better performance in the films, because it was said that often she experiences some level of depression or anxiety. So probably she also took substances to help her get over the ill health experiences she was having. While some felt she started having psychotic issues, which made her leave such a place of fame and glamour, do you think that's what it is? When you think of it, one thing everyone wants is fame, because with fame comes money and influence. This is the base desire of every entertainer. So for someone to have achieved this, and later withdraw, tells us that there is something they need more important than the money they are paid. And what could it be? It's likely for adult film actors to suffer from the absence of genuine relationships, a relationship where they are shown care and concern. Such could have been the case of Jenny Lee. She wanted something beyond the fame and influence and all the glamour she had in the industry. This is what could have led to her retirement. Well, many others don't think that way. Some think she left because she was mentally imbalanced, and that her ill mental health influenced her decisions, especially the consumers of her products. Well, to know the full truth, keep watching. When we look at the latter life of Jenny Lee, we would see exactly what led to her retirement and the next life she faced. So, keep watching. The making of new relatives. Often, life opens new chapters for us, and Jenny Lee is no exception. As Lee's story indicates, life's journey can be complex and unpredictable. A life that was once at the peak of success and widely recognized and sought after, but now her life is completely different. She claims to have found new relatives who could love her for who she is and genuinely accept her. This suggests that Lee faced some conflicts in the adult film industry. For her to retire and make new relatives in another world outside of the adult world. We could tell there was an insatiable need in Jenny that the adult industry couldn't suffice. There is a fulfillment Jenny craves that the fame couldn't make up for. She had to leave and make these new relatives. Before we delve into what she found in these new relatives, let's look at what she achieved with her past relatives in the adult industry. She performed in over 200 films and worked with top studios like Brazzers, Hustler, and Penthouse. She became a sought-after performer, known for her versatility and enthusiasm, and collaborated with notable directors and performers. She received uncommon nominations and awards. In the year 2006, Penthouse Pet of the Month in January, and Hustler Honey in February. How about the 2010 AVN Award nomination for Best All-Girl Group Scene? Aside from that, look at the industry recognition she amassed. Jenny was ranked among the top 10 most popular performers on adult platforms and featured on the covers of numerous adult magazines and interviewed by mainstream media outlets, sharing insights on the industry. With all of these feats, who would want to leave such glamour? Her natural desire is to achieve even more and make greater records. But for her to retire and seek out a new space for herself makes an undeniable sign that Jenny needed something that the industry couldn't offer. This may clear up the wrong notion that many fans had about her getting into substances and its abuse, so keep watching. Living the Life Below. In August 2019, 3 years after her final adult film credit, Jenny was seen living in squalid conditions underground in the tunnels, beneath the glitz and glamour of Las Vegas, the United States, and its famous Sunset Strip. She shares her home with other men and animals. It's factual that these tunnels are a refuge for substance addicts, gamblers, and criminals. But we don't think that's the same in the case of Jenny Lee. Hearing Jenny's statements, we could tell that none of these could be the reason why she is there. Substances alone couldn't be the reason. She is not a criminal, and gambling couldn't be a reason enough for her to be there. Jenny claims that the people were more accepting underground. When we pay attention to these statements, we would look at Lee's life with a different plane of perception. She said the people underground are more acceptable. This might be the life she has ever wanted, where she is accepted for who she is. She might have been facing inner conflicts of unacceptance ranging predominantly from her background to her initial modeling career and across the adult film industry. You might be wondering if she could have gotten to such a level of fame. It means she was accepted by many. Actually, yes, her consumers. But she faced some level of unacceptance amongst her inner circle. In addition, if you pay close attention to the things she spoke about, it will give us a clear idea of the hidden reality of Jenny Lee. She said she was happy and had everything she needed there. There were things she needed, like genuine happiness. She couldn't get them in the adult film industry, but she got them with her newfound relatives. It could be that the adult industry never cared about Jenny. All they were interested in was how they could generate more influence and commissions for themselves through her, and they might even have been mounting heavy pressures on her to go beyond the necessary because of their quest for their selfish gains. All of these could have overwhelmed her. Do you also know Jenny said she likes those hardships she experienced with these new relatives because they helped build camaraderie? The hardships helped them build mutual trust and friendship. How could someone who had tasted fame and influence arrive at this conclusion? This tells us that she lacked mutual trust and friendship during her life in the adult film industry, maybe with the bosses or other X-ray actors and actresses. She reiterated that in the tunnel, you make more genuine friends. Indeed, there is a need for genuine friendship. That feeling when you know someone cares genuinely about you, not just for fame, influence, or money. This is what Jenny needed, just like what every other human needs, the sense of love and trust. Most times, people think the lives of these adult stars are amazing because of their performances when they appear in films and shows, not knowing that these same stars are as human as they are and have human needs that need to be met. Jenny Lee found that this new life below met those needs and is glad about her choice. Is this a wrong choice or a right one? You can't tell because life means different things to different people. Jenny Lee might have made the right choice for herself in this context. We know she looks different from her glamorous magazine days and glittering days of influence, but is she really happy about this new decisions of hers? Prepare to be shocked. Acceptance of fate. When Jenny Lee was asked if she thought she'd leave and return to living above ground, she said she had no plans and liked living in the underground environment. Do you see that to her, her newfound life was more advantageous to her than the previous life of fame and glamour? She believed in her newly found experience. This might be what she had wanted all these years. She probably searched for it above the ground and couldn't find it, but she finally got it below it. A rhetoric question. If you have found what you ever wanted, would you ever want to leave it? The answer is obvious, and it is the same here as in the case of Jenny Lee. She desired a life of calm, a life of genuine concern, a life of the crowd. Jenny's newfound life is discredited by many due to the harshness and hardships suffered by those who live there. But even when Jenny was told that the tunnels lacked basic life amenities, like water and the absence of electricity, Jenny said, "Sure, there's no water." Still, she enjoys the close bonds she has made with others living in the underground tunnels. This may be the bond Jenny Lee ever desired. It's quite unfortunate that she found such a bond of love and friendship under the ground. Probably, if she found it above the ground where she was in glamour, ecstasy, and fame, we believe she would not have left there for a mole life. But she found it under the ground and would accept her fate to remain there as long as the bond remains. She never minds scavenging food from dumpsters and taking it into the home because of the bond that exists amongst them under the ground. She would prefer it to the sweet sensations and banquet above the ground, where there are no genuine interests or concerns for each other. Many fans feel she is mentally ill, but she is not. Of course, she might look different in her newfound life, but that doesn't mean she is mentally ill. She knew what she was doing and spoke so clearly and firmly about it. She was all smiling when asked about this newfound life. Jenny is satisfied and has accepted her new fate, but her fans have not accepted her, so they are finding ways to get her out of that underground environment. She says she is fine. Other fans say she is not, and they need to save her. What do you think about this? Let's know in the comment section. How would the Jenny Lee story end? You will see that very soon. Keep watching. Hope for a change. While many see Jenny Lee's current life as one that needs a change, Jenny Lee may not see it that way. To her, the current life is what she needs. Rumors have it that Jenny Lee fans were putting up resources to give her a life different from what she claims is now her best life. She may accept it or not. You may think she would accept it because she is bankrupt, but it's not on record that Jenny Lee ever went bankrupt. This is just the life she has chosen to live. Now the hope for a change lies solely on Jenny Lee. If she would get back to hanging out with high-flying adult producers, or continue to spend her days with a secretive homeless community that has dwelled in the tunnels for decades, this decision is left solely to Jenny Lee. This should make us reflect as humans. How could it be that a woman found the necessities of life under the ground? This tells us that deceit, selfishness, and crookedness abound up here. Thus, she went into the most bizarre place and found what she needed. If we can live our lives not for ourselves but for others, perhaps we can help more people like Jenny. What do you think will be the outcome of Jenny Lee's life? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Before you go, click on the video displayed on your screen.